Hey, great day, everyone. I am super excited to be chatting with you today. I hope you guys all had a phenomenal Easter and just extended weekend. I know most of you guys had some time off. But today we're going to be talking about really, should you be selling services in your business? And this is something that I think is important for all of us. One, to just determine and understand what should our business model be, in the sense of what should we be selling that is making us the type of income that we desire. And two, is selling services the best route or the best option for you based on what your business is and kind of where you're at in your business. So that's what we're going to get started in chatting about today. So as you guys are hopping on live or catching this in the replay, just feel free to pop in the comments, say, hey, let me know you're here. And I'm interested to know, really, do you know whether or not you should be selling services? And just say yes or no. Like, I'm really interested to know, are you currently selling services in your business? And if you are selling services, just kind of let me know, what kind of services are you currently selling? Are you doing one-on-one offers? Are you doing like group coaching programs or some sort of group facilitation? Are you doing higher level masterminds? Are you doing done with you or done for you services? Tell me a little bit more about what services you're currently providing. And if you're not selling services, what are you currently selling in your business? Are you more product based, more digital product based? Do you have a course, a membership group? I'm just interested to know, what are you currently selling? Because I do want to talk to make sure that everybody here has a very clear understanding of whether or not you should be selling services in your business. So we're going to dive right on in as you guys are jumping on live and catching this in the replay. Like I said, feel free to pop in the comments, say, hey, let me know you're here, all that good stuff, so we can engage together. So really, the thing that when it comes to building a business online, and this is really, I'm not talking about traditional brick and mortars. I'm definitely not talking about anything in like the regular world space. This conversation is going to be geared for online business. Or even if you have a product-based business, whether or not you should add services as one of your revenue models or one of your revenue streams. So when it does come to selling online, there are a couple different, I'd say about 5 different things that you could be selling that are typically discussed. And I think that some people regularly evaluate whether or not they should be offering this in regards to revenue stream. And one is like whether or not you should be selling services. Another is selling courses. So like digital courses, digital type of products. I'd say third is building out a membership site. So something that's generating recurring monthly revenue for you. The fourth would be digital downloads, so like PDF, workbooks, ebooks, that type of thing. And then the fifth that I see most commonly online is physical products. And that would be like you actually sending out a physical book, like somebody you shipping this, or sending out physical apparel or physical merchandise, but you're doing it on an online platform. And a lot of people, when they come to me when they're just starting their business, most people want to start their business by like selling physical products or creating more of that passive digital income lifestyle. And I want to talk about why starting that method versus going straight into services can be a bit troublesome. Mainly because there's different like startup costs associated, and it's really hard to sell certain things when you don't have an audience or a very predictable method that you're bringing in and getting in front of new people. So I'm seeing you guys in the comments saying I'm selling services, one-on-one offering, and products. I offer coaching one-on-one, and I want to be doing groups. Okay, that makes complete sense. So it looks like the people who are watching now, you guys are already selling services, which I think is a really, really important thing to do in your business, especially if you are new and getting started out. I'm also interested to know, for those of you guys who are watching, how long have you been building your business? Like, are you in the first year? Have you been 3 years plus? Kind of interested to know how long you've been in business. But when it comes to selling services, like we just discussed, there are I'd say about 5 different types of methods of things that you could be selling online that we see most common. And that's one, services, whether that's one-on-one or a group capacity, done with you, done for you, that type of thing. Courses, which are more of those digital training platforms. Third would be membership groups or membership sites that offer some sort of like monthly recurring revenue. Fourth would be digital downloads, so ebooks, workbooks, digital product type deals. And then physical products, which would be like, you shipping out a book, you having physical merchandise. There's a bit more inventory involved. And the reason why things for all of you guys to think about is whether or not you should be selling services is we need to think through these few things. It's like one, when it comes to selling physical products, for example, you have to deal with inventory. And typically you have to purchase that inventory beforehand before you can actually start going out and selling it. So there's a bit more, I think, of an upfront cost. And if you don't have a large audience that's already prepped and primed for you to sell it to, it can be a little bit more difficult and take longer to recoup your ROI. If you are selling a membership group or you want to be building a membership group because you desire to have that monthly recurring income, it's really recommended out there that you have an existing audience to sell that membership group to versus you creating a membership group from scratch, depending on your niche. So if you don't already have an audience, I would say about at least 1,000, probably like at least 500 active email subscribers or an audience of bare bones, at least 500 people. It's going to take a little bit longer for you to really build out that like legit monthly recurring income that's actually bringing you in more than 4 figures a month. When it comes to building a course, digital courses, if you don't have a proven process that is actually nailed down and solidified, it's hard to sell a course and train a course when you've never actually taught it to somebody else. Because you knowing how to do something individually is completely different than you actually being able to teach it to somebody else and help somebody else get results. So I say all that to say I'm just kind of high level brushing over everything as you guys are hopping on and people are jumping in. I think selling services is really like the easiest and lowest cost of entry to get into the game because, you know, should you be selling signature services? One, it's like how big is your existing audience? What is your current reach when it comes to what you have available to you in the online space? So like how big is your email list? How big is your like Facebook reach? How big is your Instagram? Like how much engagement are you currently right now getting on Instagram, for example? You know, I think that from my own personal experience, why I say selling services is really, really important. I think key to start with is one, when you don't have a large audience, it doesn't matter how big your audience is. Like I have a client right now that went through my core program. She has like 18 people on her email list and she's been able to make over 5 figures. There's no way she would have been able to make over 5 figures. I would say not no way, but it would have been extremely difficult for her to have made over 5 figures selling a membership group or selling a course when her audience size is so small. And right now she's not using Facebook ads or any sort of paid advertising or paid publicity to get herself in front of new people. So selling services, or whether or not you should be selling services, if you do have a smaller audience, services is a great place for you to begin. Because it's not like you need to have a huge audience for you to actually have a huge impact and for you to actually start bringing in consistent income. So that's something that's really, really important. You know, when I first started my business, I started off selling a group coaching program. That was a service. It was a 3-month container and we met weekly for 3 months. Like that's what I started with. And how did I even get those people to say yes to me? I just did Facebook Lives and I had one PDF opt-in offer that I sent out. But because I didn't have a large list, my goal wasn't to get a bunch of people to say yes to me, which you typically have to do if you're selling courses or selling digital products or selling a membership group or selling physical products. Your goal there is that let's just say we want to make $3,000, right? And a typical course for a lot of people I see starting off is probably about $300 maybe for a course. Let's just go that model if we're like using that as an example. So let's say you want to sell a digital course and it's $300 and you want to make $3,000. How many do you need to sell? You know, you got to sell at least 10 of those to hit that $3,000 mark. Versus with selling services, you can have one service that is $3,000 and all you need to do is get one yes. Or for people out there selling the digital products or going that digital product route, a lot of people are out here like, let me just sell a bunch of small things first to get to a point where I can, you know, so it's all passive and all digital. And they're trying to sell these $27 offers that roll into these $47 offers and all the things. And again, if you're in that same boat trying to sell like a $27 offer to make $3,000, you know, you got to get over 100 yeses, 112 yeses at a $27 price point to make $3,000 versus just getting one yes at a $3,000 offer to make that $3,000 income goal. So the point I'm also making here is outside of having a smaller audience, you can sell at a higher price point when you're selling services. Why? Because people are getting your individualized attention. They're being able to work directly with you. You're able to give them more of a customized, individualized type of experience. And, it gives them faster, quicker results because they're working directly with an expert, which is you, versus having to like kind of do it themselves in a course or do it themselves with some like PDF author. But if I'm buying something for $27, it's probably not solving my big problem. But so the goal here is, so if you have a smaller audience, should you be selling services? The answer is yes. Mainly because you only need to get, you need to get fewer yeses in order for you to hit your income goal. In the same boat, if you are, does that make sense? I know I kind of did a bunch of math without having it visually displayed, but I want to know, does that make sense for everybody, especially those who are newer or maybe have smaller audiences? I think services is a great place to start if audience or reach or visibility or I need to get in front of more people is your main concern. Mainly because you need fewer yeses to hit your income goal versus you doing this digital product route and having to create all these like advanced, super fancy funnels to get people to roll through. And those funnels are great if you know how to build them out, but they don't work. Who cares how great your marketing is if you don't have like something to sell on the back end? So just want to make sure that makes sense. So the second thing I want to make sure that we all know and understand about like, should you be selling services and how to evaluate this is if at some point you do want to scale your business beyond just selling services, maybe you do want to start selling courses, or you do want to build a membership site, or you do want to do some of these other more like large selling one-to-many type of situations. In order for that to be effective, you have to have a proven process. And that's really all it is about. You working, and everybody that we look at online, everybody started with selling services first. The people out there selling the $1 million webinar launches or like selling the digital courses, the digital products, they all started with selling services first. Why? Mainly because if you have not been able to, you getting the result for yourself is great. Like that's number one. We want to know that you actually know what you're doing and you're able to get the result for yourself, or you've been able to do it in a corporate environment and get the result for some other business by where you are working. But if you have not been able to actually go out and like figure out what is your process for helping people experience transformation? What is your process for helping somebody else get a result? What is your process and actually like you understanding your know-how on how to actually sell the thing that you're selling? So like, how are you actually marketing and selling the thing? But then two, how are you delivering the service in the sense of how are you able to transfer your knowledge onto somebody else so they can get the result that they're looking to achieve? And services is the easiest and quickest and honestly the best way to go about doing that. So selling services, I want you guys to all understand, is really the foundation of your business. It's the thing that when you are able to work with other people in a one-on-one capacity or in a group coaching capacity or however you want to facilitate the type of experience, you having that real life experience, actually teaching somebody else, showing somebody else, that evaluating, analyzing, and really proving your process to help somebody else get results, that's where the gold happens. And when if you do want to scale and actually start selling services, most people, if they're selling a course, right, they think they have to go make all this content, make amazing website, create all the modules, record all the videos, write all the workbooks, and then go sell the thing. And then you're hoping that all the stuff that you guessed is right, and that all the content is in the right order, that all the things are there that you need to actually go help that person get the transformation. And then you have to go find an audience to sell it to. And there's a lot of guessing in my opinion in that method versus if you start by selling services in the sense of, okay, this is what I think my core process is going to be. Let me go test this out with 2, 3, 5 different people in a one-on-one capacity or in a small group coaching capacity so I can really flush these out, nail down the steps, and like really solidify my process. And in the way that you're able to do that is you're able to actually make money while you're proving your process. You're able to make money while you're solidifying the way in which you're able to deliver that service. So it's not like, and people say selling services, you can get burnt out and you can run into this feast and famine with selling services. And there are situations where that does happen and can happen. But if you look back, like before the internet existed, services have always existed in traditional market. Like half of what we buy is a service, like services have always existed and will always exist in the business, in the marketplace. But it's like a proven process outside of the internet. So when you're able to do it online, really the internet is really just a vehicle that helps you get in front of more people and helps you like really increase your visibility. But when you're able to work in a one-on-one or a small group capacity, you're able to make money with a small audience without all the bells and whistles, and really be able to prove your process while you're still earning income to be able to do that while helping somebody else get that transformation. And then really how you scale that is once you've like nailed down your process when it comes to how you're selling your service, you're then able to repackage and reposition your process and turning that into a course or turning that into a membership group or turning that in to physical products or digital products or anything else. So like whether or not like should you be selling services, if you're at a point in your business right now, like where you want to be doing other things in your business, or that's a long-term vision of where you want to go, I say you have to be starting with services first. And why I say that is like, again, I've done it. I try to do it, not my method. You know, I started selling group coaching programs and I try to jump into a membership site. And the membership site, it made money, but it didn't make as much money as I desired for it to bring in, which made me stop, reevaluating, go back to perfecting my services because I didn't have a large enough audience, nor did I have the budget to do paid advertising to get myself in front of more people. And honestly, I was struggling to communicate the value of what like these courses and membership groups would even offer because I hadn't solidified my process doing it in a smaller capacity or in a smaller container. So like whether or not should you be selling services, I would evaluate how big is your existing audience? What is your existing budget when it comes to paid advertising or getting in front of more people? Also, do you have a proven process to get the result that you help your clients get? Like, have you nailed down that step-by-step process? Like people, are looking to hire an expert that helps them get a transformation. They care about like, what is your framework? What is your process? What is the step-by-step method you're going to take me through to get me from where I'm at to where I want to go? And you're able to really do that. And even in services, when you're just getting started, when you're still trying to figure out your process, services give you room to be flexible and to customize solutions as you go. Versus if you package that in a course, you can change things going in the like while you're in motion. But if you've sold somebody one solution and then they get in there and you completely redo it, it can, I think that can cause some gray area and some confusion with the client who just bought something versus if you're in a service, you can get the high level map out of what you're going to experience in the transformation. Like these are the key points that we're going to go through, but you have more flexibility to pivot and adjust while you're in the relationship versus if you were in a course or sold a physical product. And two, I just think it's damn easier to sell services. I really focus on a 3-step process. I call it the lean launch, which allows you to really like not only learn how to launch, but like learn how to sell your services in a way that is effective and actually gets conversion. And selling services, I think, can be done in a very, very, very simple manner without all the bells and whistles. So if you're at a point in your business where maybe you don't have all the things, right? Like maybe you don't have a copywriter or you don't have the time to write out your full email sequence. Which, normally composes of like 6 to 18 or 6 to 20 emails you have to put into a course launch. Or maybe you don't have like the super fanciest like sales pages or like all the bells and whistles for a website. And you're like, just Jay, how do I start proving my idea, proving that the thing that I can sell will actually make money, and actually just get started with making money while helping clients, while also like learning how to solidify my process. Services is the easiest, quickest way to get in there and do it. Because like when it comes to selling a service, it can be done as simple as you doing a Facebook Live, inviting people to get onto a call with you and closing them on the call. Or like you being in person, having a conversation with somebody saying, hey, this is what I can offer you. Like it's crazy. I was at a fundraising dinner for a guy who's running for senator here in Michigan last week. And I was talking to one of the other guys there and I was just telling him about what I do. And he was like, oh my gosh, I need that. Oh, I'm like, well, let's set up a call and like, let's get it squared away. And like, I was able to enroll a client just by like being at an event and just telling him what I did. And I was able to like really customize his package or customize what he wanted just based off of what his needs were. And that was by having one conversation. Like it wasn't like you asked to go to my website. Like I didn't have to have all the bells and whistles to be able to sell him what I sold him. So like services, like should you be selling services? If you do not have all the bells and whistles, or you do not care to do more of like the crazy advanced marketing tactics, services is a great place for you to start, just to like start earning money, really proving your process and getting things going. But if you are also in business because you do want to scale at some point, services is, I really say, is the foundation of all the things. Because once you know how to work with clients, once you know how to communicate, once you're able to set up your business boundaries and your policies and set up your process for helping people get transformation, you're then able to take that same method and then go repackage it so you can scale it down the line into one of the other different product revenue streams that we talked about. So services, I say it's way easier to start with services and then scale from there versus starting in one of the other options that we talked about and then scaling backwards, or starting somewhere else and then just trying to start there and build. I think it just takes longer. It takes you longer to see a ROI, like actually earn income, especially if you're trying to make more than 4 figures a month. So that's just my 2 cents on all of that. And for anybody here who is interested in selling services and wants to get better at selling services, next week, we're going to be kicking off a services that sell workshop, which is really focused around how do you serve your clients better? How do you sell your services? But how do you also start, as you're selling your services, thinking more long-term and strategically building out your services so you can start scaling them. And it's going to be for those of you guys who've been in my challenges or been in my workshops before, engagement is normally insane. We had a 3K and 3-day challenge last year. People legit made $3,000 in 3 days. So this is really a design for those of you who want to be selling services, but want to be doing it in a way that doesn't leave you like burnt out, or to the point where you actually hate the business you're building while you're building this service-based business. Because I've noticed that that's been coming up a lot for people too. It's like, okay, Jay, I'm building this business. I'm trying to figure out how to sell. I'm actually starting to sell, but I hate what I'm doing. I hate the clients that I'm working with, and I'm not making enough money. And the reason why that is, they may be selling services, but they haven't niched and specialized and positioned their offer in a way that transitions a generic service into a signature service. And when you're able to really build out that signature service, that's where the gold happens. That's where you're able to actually charge a higher price point. But that really does, like going from generic services to signature service is the thing where you're able to really start scaling. Why? Because once you have a signature service, people know you for this. You have a proven process. It's very, very clear in regards to who it's for and what transformation you provide. From there, you're able to take that signature service and, like I said, repackage it, offer it at a higher price point. And that's when you're able to really start seeing a higher level of income and revenue in your business. So I think it's important for everybody here first to determine, like, should I even be selling services based on my business model? And if you are somebody who is trying to offer a transformation for somebody else that does not come in the form of a physical product, I think services is a great way for you to start. Even if you are a physical product-based business, you could be teaching something, coaching something, doing something for somebody else, offering strategy, intellectual intelligence, like you being able to transfer your skill set and your knowledge to help somebody else get a result. Like that's all services are. And the beautiful thing is like they're intangible. Like, so you don't have to like spend all this money making these physical things, investing in inventory, necessarily having all the fancy bells and whistles to make it happen. It's a really low cost of entry to get started so you can start making money, making a transformation and making an impact in other people's lives. So then you can start building the foundation so you can grow and scale your business down the line. So all you have to do to join the free workshop, like again, it's completely free. We start on April 10th. But you can just click the link in the title of this description, the bit.ly/services that sell, or click the link that I posted in the comments below. This is really all about services that sell. The workshop is really going to be focused on, again, what is a signature service? How do you sell a signature service? Really, how do you make more money by selling signature services? How do you prepare to scale with services? So you can be thinking more strategically now, so you can position your business now for where you want it to grow long term. And then from there, really, how do we go out and start selling those bad boys? Like what's the next step? How do we actually get going? So I really, really invite you guys to join us for that. I highly recommend you grab an accountability partner, meaning if you have a friend or somebody else you know that's trying to start their business, grow their business, Maybe they're already selling services, but they want to sell them more consistently. Maybe they're selling services, but they're not making as much money as they want to be making. This is really going to be the thing that's teaching you guys the process to really create predictable income in your business. And so I highly recommend not only you get in, but like share this link with somebody else for them to get into. So you guys can be going through this together, because just y'all need to be there. Okay. So I think, again, decide whether or not you should be selling services. For the most of you guys who are watching this now, you guys already understand the value of services. And just also understand that like this workshop is going to be the vehicle and the thing that teaches you how to sell your services more effectively, how to sell your services at least $1,500 per package and higher. And then from there, how do you actually start scaling that service? And for those of you guys who have been in my program, FFI, Fuck Fixed Income, the beauty of this, like I would still tell you guys to join this because I have completely revamped the course and all new stuff is going to be in there for you guys, and it'll still be really, really beneficial for you guys to revisit and redo. And like I said, go find somebody else, call a friend, tell a friend that, girl, you need to join this, homeboy, you need to join this. Like, let's do this together. So again, you can just click the link in the title, the bit.ly/services-that-sell, or click the link in the comments, and I look forward to seeing you guys participate in the workshop starting next week. So really, really, really excited about that. If you guys have more questions about selling services or whether or not you should be, please let me know, and I will chat with you guys soon. Bye, y'all.